And especially
Action, shot one, take one, only one. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 2 of CEO of Her Life. I'm Ella.
and I'm Tenisha.
We wanted to kind of see what you guys wanted to hear and maybe some advice in terms of starting your own business or starting a new hobby, picking up a new skill, and we just kind of came to realize that it really does start with one thing, and that is like taking risks. We wanted to go over maybe some advice we have in terms of taking that risk, and I feel like it's a super important topic to talk about because especially here in Australia, like taking risks, it does happen, but a lot of people are really comfortable.
I feel like if you don't risk anything, you risk everything.
100%. A lot of the people that we speak to kind of on a day-to-day basis are always coming to us maybe saying that they're unhappy with their situation or they want something to change, but I think it always just comes down to just not doing the thing of taking the risk. Like, it's so simple.
We literally have like 1,000 possibilities, opportunities right in front of us, and every day we get given the chance to change our life around. And I know a lot of people can think that risks are really a hard choice to make, but I feel like if you make hard choices in life, you have an easy life. But if you always make easy choices, you're going to live a hard life. And I feel like a lot of people need to understand the concept that maybe the hardest choices that you're going to make are going to be the best things that ever change your life around. And I always say, like, your biggest tests in life are your biggest testimonials.
We have had success in this business, but oh my god, it was so hard at the start. People in my life and probably your life as well not understanding what this is, and I think my family, my friends all telling me that, oh, it's a scam, what are you doing, and just not being supportive. And that was so hard, having all of like my friends and even my family just kind of disagree with what I was doing. And I mean, although it was hard, like, it's turned out to be such an amazing thing, and it just shows to show that like you actually have to go through hard stages to get the best in life.
You just got to think about something that you want to try differently. You got to realize that probably the worst case scenario is literally your life currently now. It's not that it's going to get worse. It just stays the exact same, and we're probably going to grow from that experience as well. And we always are so set and have the fear of unknown, but who really cares at the end of the day? Like, what is the unknown? You're only ever gonna grow from things, and a lot of people get scared of failure. What if it doesn't work out? What if it does work out at the end of the day? And risk is temporary, but regret is permanent. Regret you take to your grave. That is something that you're going to hold with you for the rest of your life. And I would just hate to get to the end of my life and think, what if? It's always better to say an oops instead of a what if.
That's like, I don't have many fears, but regret is like my biggest fear. Like, I never want to get to an age where I just always think back on like, oh, what if I had done this differently, or what if I had tried this? Like, at least I know that like I'm at the age now where I can say that I'm actually trying everything, and I feel like it's such a high reward. And I mean, imagine getting to the end of your life, like on your deathbed or something, and thinking, oh, I wish I didn't listen to their opinions or their judgments. Like, I wish I just did what I wanted to do, and I can't stand the thought of having regret at that age.
And just playing it safe, you just have an existence in this life. Taking risk is all a part of evolution and becoming who you want to be, because you can't even identify who you are or what you want to do with your life without taking those risks to find out and trying new things, trying out that new gym, that new hobby, the new sport, starting that new business, building your social media, whatever it is. You just have to try and do it and not think too much about what could go wrong. And that's what I thought when I come into this business. I just thought about what's the worst case scenario, and it was, it either completely changes my life around like it did, or my life stays the exact same.
People just kind of get into their own heads when it comes to like taking risks. Like, what is actually going to happen when you start a new hobby, or when you join an online business, or when you decide to do something for yourself? You know, if you don't do it, it's not like your life's gonna end. Like, it's not like everything's gonna be crashing down around you. Like, it just didn't work out. And I feel like the people that, you know, nowadays who are successful and that are on this growth development journey, failing's a good thing, because the sooner you fail is the quicker you learn, and the quicker you can progress in the future as well. If you fail, you learn what went wrong, and then you apply that to the next situation and you do things differently. It's a good thing to fail, and it's normal.
We are all human, we all make mistakes, and you just have that a part of your life. Otherwise you are never going to evolve if you're always too cautious of what if this could happen, or what if this could happen. You have to think, okay, how can this help me grow, and what can I learn from this? Instead of always thinking of the negative in scenarios, which I know is completely normal as humans. We always think of the worst case in everything, but sometimes we have to take a step back and actually think, okay, what if this could be the thing that does completely change my life around?
When it comes to people like not wanting to take risks, I think it does always come back to people just not having confidence in themselves as well, like not believing in yourself, and I could never do that, I could never be in that position, I could never make it work, and it's just way too far out of my comfort zone. And you just need to actually just believe in yourself. That was one thing that we both did at the start, is although no one in our personal lives kind of had our back, we had our own backs. And at the end of the day, the only person that's going to be there for you every single day is yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, and if you don't think that you have the courage or the confidence to take those risks, then you'll never take the risks. Because if you don't have appreciation for yourself, why would you want to do anything better for yourself?
And especially being in your 20s, these are the times to be trying new things and taking risks. I would rather take those risks now than live in regret later in my life, especially now when you don't have so much responsibilities and you don't have so many commitments, and you need to look for those opportunities.
When you're in your 20s, like, this is genuinely like the only time in your life. I mean, you'll have this at any age, but you'll never be this age again, and you'll never have this freedom. I mean, say 10 years down the line and you've got kids and you've got a house and you've got a mortgage and all these other responsibilities, like, you don't have the time to just step away and do something for yourself. Obviously 20s, people want to party and people want to go out and obviously travel and all that kind of stuff, but you just need to sit down and figure out in your 20s where you want to be in say the next 10, 15, 20 years. And if you're not doing what you should be doing to achieve your goals, then something needs to change. In your 20s is the perfect time to go through that mindset shift and have that personal development journey. I think a lot of people usually say it's like the quarter life crisis, but it can turn out to be one of the best things ever. Like, if you take time for yourself and you go through that whole mindset shift of coming from risk to opportunity.
Too many people just are playing too small because they've always been told to do so.
And they're comfortable.
Everyone is so comfortable with their life, and sometimes you do have to step out of your comfort zone, try new things to get to the next point in where you want to be in your life. And as you said before, you need to look at where you want to be, and are you currently doing in your life the things that are going to lead you to get to where you want to be. Is what you're doing right now going to help you reach your goals? And I assume a lot of people on listening to this podcast right now, for you, you're probably not doing those things, and that's why you're here seeking the help from us.
Both of us were in a similar situation when we both started, like, working full time and just honestly not really having time for ourselves. And we both had big dreams of traveling and becoming our own bosses and just doing what was better for us rather than, you know, working away for someone else's business. And the only difference between, say, us and you who might be watching is that we just decided to just do things differently. And we realized that, working 6 days a week, say, and going to uni and just having so much time doing other things, that wasn't going to be able to allow me to, say, travel, to become my own boss. If I was working so much time for someone else, I just knew things had to change.
A lot of the time, especially growing up in school, they tell you to go to university, and maybe you're a very business-minded person listening to this and you're always told to go study business at university. And
don't get me started.
And I honestly feel that going to university for business is the biggest waste of time.
Yeah.
I know that can be very controversial, but it is the biggest waste of time because you are learning from people that probably have never had a business in their entire life. They are not living the life that you want to live, and I think you should invest the money that you were to spend at your university into a real business, or even go pay someone that is where you want to be and learn from them, or work for them for free.
Exactly. I just think, like, once you get out of that whole system and you kind of see it for how it is, I mean, we've definitely come a long way with like this whole mindset shift and everything, but seeing business teachers teach people how to own a business without owning a business, like, it just doesn't make sense. But I mean, that's like our goal with this podcast as well, is just kind of educate people and just give you like that perspective. Like, if you genuinely have dreams of owning your own house in your 20s even, you need to do things differently these days. Like, with inflation rising so freaking high and bills are only going up, rent's only going up, groceries are only going up, you need to do something different. And I feel like it's almost impossible to even own your own house. Even own your own house in your 20s if you're especially if you're on one income. Like, I don't even think it's possible these days. Yeah,
it's nearly impossible. You cannot just work one job and expect to own a house.
Exactly.
And because you're going to be in debt for the rest of your life. It is like a death sentence. We're always taught not to take risks. Like, in school, you're not taught to take risks. That's why they tell you to go to university. They tell you to be a student. They tell you
safe.
It's safe. They tell you to be obedient. They say it's the safest way to learn about business. Don't go invest. It's too risky. And society just tries to keep us so small, and I honestly felt so blindsided for so many years, and I went down that same path, and I woke up, I'm awoken now to what's going on. I'm actually awake, and I've learned so much about the world in general, especially being able to travel across the world. I think that is one thing that everyone should always experience.
100%. Like, always. Oh my god, I had the biggest, even just cultural shocks, even just going to Europe and stuff, like going even to Netherlands. I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what I thought it was. You don't want to get to the age where you're like 60 or 70 and you can probably only afford to go away for maybe a few weeks at best, but it's not like you're in the best shape of your life. You can't actually go and explore all these amazing countries, and there's just so much more out there. The only thing that's holding a lot of people back is just limiting beliefs. But I mean, I don't blame anyone for being scared to take risks, because it really is just kind of engraved in society, in school, and I mean, even parents, like, I feel like we hear it all the time. It's like, oh no, my mum, you know, doesn't want me to do this. But we're just in the day and age where we have so many new opportunities to what, like, say, our parents did, and it's a very fast developing world. And I feel like, obviously, your parents may say, no, don't join an online business, because yes, they want the best for you, but sometimes with this day and age, they want to keep you safe, and they might actually not know what the best is for you at this day and age. Like, maybe, you know, 20 years ago, it probably would have been smart to go do a degree or something along those lines, but there's just so much more out there. For me, like, I knew the school system, that was just not for me. I knew the university, like, I couldn't stand the thought of sitting at a desk again when I finished year 12. And I mean, this was seriously just the business model that gave me the drive in life, and I consider this as my career. You know, I didn't go to university, but I still consider, you know, we're both pretty successful, I think, with what we've done, and it's different to everyone else, but it just goes to show that there are so much more things out there, and you're not limited to doing the whole university route. Like, people just need to, you know, realize that online income's a real thing, and I mean,
100%.
No one's special. Like, we're honestly just two Aussie gals that use TikTok like everyone else, and we just decided to send a message, and that's just as simple as it is these days. Like, obviously there are scams and stuff out there, and you do have to be careful, but I mean, do your research, and yeah, you just need to open your eyes a bit more, I guess.
It's not always too good to be true.
Yeah.
It's not always.
That's what everyone said to me when I started.
And I hear a lot of people come to me and say, oh, it just all seems too good to be true. It's not possible. But it is possible. You just have to put in the work, and you just have to do it.
I'll run into people that, you know, I used to be friends with a few years ago, and they'll come up to me and they say, oh, so like, do you actually like make money online? And I'm like, a year later, do it as a full-time job. I'm like, yeah, believe it or not, I do.
It's actually working.
I'm not just living at home rent-free.
Expanding on what I was saying before as well about the society aspect of always keeping you small. The world is changing, and we need to adapt with what is going on and what the world is moving to, because what worked for our parents' generation and the generations before isn't working for them now. You see those people suffering now. And if you don't watch that and see something in itself, then I don't know what is going to wake people up, because I know my grandparents, like my pop, he is like 60 something, nearly 70, and he was still just working. He only retired because he didn't have enough money, and the old ways of how they used to work doesn't work for us now. And that is just that one example in itself, that he is working past the retirement age at like 69 and he still doesn't even have enough money to retire. Imagine having to work until you're that age.
It's crazy.
And then a lot of people, when they think about getting into making money online, they have the aspect of it's too good to be true, or online business, entrepreneurship, or whatever it is. And a lot of people adopt let's call it a fast food culture and a TikTok mindset. What do I mean by this is...
I'm so guilty.
with a fast food culture, it's so easy to just go get food. Like you can just instantly order something online and you've got it at your front door. Everything is just so accessible these days. And the same as TikTok as well. We can only last 15 seconds watching things. We don't have attention spans, and it creates a society wanting instant gratification. We always want everything right now, and I feel that is why a lot of people also are scared to get into online income, is because they always expect everything to happen right now and overnight. And it's just the way that we have been programmed and what's going on in the society. But you need to just think of it as a normal business. It takes time, and of course you can see success early on, like I know you did for yourself as well, like become very successful within a year. And I mean, I've only been doing this for 2 years, but that come with a lot of sacrifice and hard 100%. Work, and you can't just always want instant gratification all the time. And I know we're always looking for instant gratification, whether it's like likes on social media, with any, like social media is a huge impact in that as well. And then when we don't get that instant gratification, we get really impacted and beat down about it. But you just need to remember that things take time. You have to grow, and you just need to take the risk and actually do it.
I wish there was like a secret sauce to, like, you know, how to take risks and everything, but it's just as simple as just doing it, just starting. Unfortunately, you just have to take that leap of faith, but you just need to have your own back. Like, if it weren't for us having our own backs, we definitely wouldn't be where we are today, and you just need to take the leap. Like, I wish I could go on about it, but that's literally all it is. It's just actually doing the right things, and it's just one decision. It's all it is.
Everyone's going to just come and give you an opportunity and be like, here, go do it. This is what you're going to do. You're going to become successful. You have to take the initiative yourself. You have to try the new things, find out what it is that you like in life. And I know a lot of people are always feeling very stuck in their current situations, but just remember that you're never gonna become unstuck unless you try new things, because maybe it's not you're not happy with what you're currently doing, but you don't know what it is that you want to do, but you have to try. You're never going to know unless you give things a shot.
Going on from what I said earlier, from that whole risk to opportunity as well, have you heard of the red car theory?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, so say like on your way here today, did you see any red cars?
Not that I noticed.
Not that you noticed, yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, if I told you on your way here to look for red cars, do you think you would have seen some?
100%.
Exactly. Like, it's just, obviously there's just so many probably like red cars passing us every single day, and take that as like them being opportunities. Like, there are so many opportunities, especially these days, that just pass us every single day, and it's just whether or not you're actually looking out for them and you're willing to take them on. Because I feel like so many people, and we've seen people as well, you know, really want to start this kind of business or want to go on their entrepreneurship journey, and they just don't look for either the right time or the opportunity in itself.
And a lot of people that are wanting to join the business, and we get a lot of people messaging us every single day wanting to start making money online with us, but a lot of people don't because they're too scared. They're waiting for the right time. Let me tell you, there's never going to be a right time. If I had have waited for the right time to start what I currently do, I would have never started. You don't just wake up one day and you're like, oh yes, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to go all in. It doesn't work like that. You gradually build that up once you do try new things, and then the excitement and everything follows from there. And I don't know anyone that has joined what we do and said to me, oh, it wasn't the right time.
The majority of people that start, it's probably like the worst time. Like, that's usually kind of what we see from it. I mean, a lot of people join, maybe whether it's the right time for them or whatever it may be, but a lot of people join on just like a whim, you know, just like as just something they came across and got started with. Like, I started the same day I found you on TikTok. And
crazy.
If I said to you, oh, let me just think about it, or let me wait for the right time, I probably would have never messaged you again.
You always talk yourself out if you just wait for the right time. You're never going to start doing something.
Exactly.
It's like when people say, oh, I'm going to start going to the gym, and then they just never do it. There's never a right time to start going to the gym. You're never going to wake up and be like, okay, today's the day. No, you just go and do it. You get yourself out of bed and you just go and do it. And everyone that does what we do, I always hear their biggest regret is only just not starting earlier. They wish they found the opportunity
100%.
earlier. And that just puts it into perspective, is that there's definitely never right timings in everything. I think the universe always works in its ways. You're always presented with opportunities for the right reasons, and it's for you to either learn from it and it maybe be a lesson in your life, or it can be the biggest blessing in your life. I know for myself, when I started this, it was the biggest blessing that ever could have happened in my entire life.
After I joined this business, and being so grateful to be a part of this business and having, you know, such inspirational people around me every single day, I honestly thank my lucky stars every day. I was never really spiritual before I joined this business, but I really do believe that good things happen to people that look for it. I'm a massive believer in like this universe like gave me, you know, this opportunity and stuff. Obviously I had to take a chance on myself as well, but I was really in a stage where I was looking for opportunities, and I actually joined a dropshipping business, you know, before I started this business, and I think I spent like $5,000 on a course. That didn't end my road of opportunity. Like, I was still looking for things. I was actively looking, and I feel like a lot of people think that this is something that just kind of fell into our laps. Like, no, we were looking for ways of making money online. We just found the right thing. With the whole dropshipping and everything, and I tried like online surveys and everything, and no community, no mentor, no guidance, and a whole lot of wasting of time and money. And yeah, like even though I had been knocked down from an expensive opportunity that gave me nothing in return, I was still looking, and I still took that chance on myself. And if it weren't for me just picking myself up again and just looking for something new and just kind of shrugging that off, then I would have never started something like this. So I mean, for anyone that's kind of had their fair share of trying online business, or if you've been scammed in the past, just know that there's real stuff out there, and you just have to find the right thing.
You should be extremely proud of yourself for doing that, because I know so many people would just give up.
Yeah.
They would give up and they wouldn't try again.
When that's like all your savings, like it kills you. Yeah.
Like a lot of people would just be like, no, it's all not for me. So honestly, good on you for keep trying, and you were literally around the corner from something.
I know, literally you live around the corner from me, so.
I was actually around the corner.
Like there's one guy in my team particular, and he spent, I think it was like upwards of 10K trying to start his entrepreneurship journey, and he just came to realize that like you need a community, you need a mentor, you need to be vulnerable. And although, you know, as I said earlier, you know, you're going to go through bad things, but that's going to get you to where you need to be. It's just all part of the journey.
Do you think there was a point in your life where you really hit rock bottom and you were like, that's it, I'm going all in, I'm taking all the biggest risks? Do you think there was like a moment in your life? Because I feel like for everyone there's always some point or some moment that made them just change their life around.
One like moment in particular that kind of stands out to me, and it was actually after I joined this business, so it wasn't before I joined this business. When I found you on TikTok, I was always really, really impulsive. Like I honestly joined, didn't really ask him any questions. I was like, yep, cool, sounds good, let's do it. And that's kind of how I lived. Like that was how I did things on the weekend, that was how I saw friends. I was just, yep, cool, let's do it. I didn't really think much about my decisions. 2 or 3 months into the business, I was in the business, but I wasn't, as you know, I wasn't like 100% serious. Like yes, I had success very, very quick, but then I dropped it as soon as I got it, you know, and then I had to build it back up again. And in that period of where I wasn't really doing anything, I was still, you know, posting, and I was still active in the community, but I didn't really believe in myself. And then my health just took like a really, really serious turn. I wasn't able to go back to work. Like I had certain people in my life that I really thought were my best friends leave my life, and I mean, that was a really rock bottom because I had absolutely no self-confidence. I didn't have what I thought were my strongest support system by me. And I honestly feel like I clung to you a little bit because I was so lost. Like I was just like a little lost puppy. You know, a lot of medical circumstances that I was just so sick of. Like I really did feel like it was just me and everyone else in this planet, you know, like I felt like a little alien. But I mean, I just clung to you, and I really did see the vision in this business, but I didn't see it in myself. And yeah, when I hit that moment, I can honestly remember just like sitting on the couch, just like on the phone to my mom, like, what is my life right now? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I just, you know, I honestly I had to pick myself up. There was no other alternative. I cut those people out, and I just had to move on. Like, I couldn't let those kinds of people and, you know, my issues bring me down, or else it was going to define me. I just put my all into this business, and yeah, I just started taking on every single opportunity I could. I mean, we flew to Europe like maybe a month or 2 later. I didn't even know where Netherlands was, if I'm being completely honest.
I don't know where half the places I go.
I know. We were like friends, but we weren't that close to go travel 6 weeks away together, you know.
We actually spoke about that recently. We were saying we weren't even really friends. Like, we were, but we didn't know each other that well, and it's not like how we are today.
No,
it was
completely different.
That really grew our friendship.
Yeah, I would have never gone away for freaking 6 weeks with someone that I wasn't 100% comfortable with. And I just did it because I was like, I need a change in my life. I need to do something differently, and I absolutely love opportunities now, and I can say I'm in a much better place as well. I'm surrounded by a support system I could have never dreamt of, and I'm surrounded by people that genuinely inspire me every single day. Only advice for someone that may feel feel like the similar situation to how I was in is that you just seriously need to pick yourself up, or else, you know, it's going to define you. You're going to be your issue. You're going to let them win. Don't let them win, whether it's the issues or people. Like, you just need to back yourself and just get up and do it. You know? And I mean, what about you? Like, what's like, did you ever have like a breaking point or like your lowest point?
Yeah, so it was before I joined this business. I don't exactly remember how much before. It wasn't much before I joined, but I was just in a very bad place in my life. So much had been going on in my childhood. I was 21, so I was very emotional. I was going through a lot of feelings. I was extremely depressed and didn't want to leave my house because of anxiety, and I was in a toxic relationship. Everything around me was so toxic, just to the point where I just wanted to end my life.
Yeah.
I literally wanted to, and I actually did try to multiple times, and I got so low in my life, and I was like, I never want to feel like this again. And I can truly say now, I don't feel like that anymore, and it's just crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, I couldn't even think of doing that now.
Yeah.
And it's been such a big journey, and so much growth and so much changes in my life. The people I surround myself with, what I'm actually doing with my life, and it's just been a huge journey working on myself. And I believe that this business really gave me purpose, really gave me what I wanted. It made me see the light at the end of the tunnel, and made me see more of myself that I never thought I could. And I always have loved helping other people, and now I'm able to impact so many other people and help them as well, and show them that that doesn't have to be their story. And I believe in life, you're either broken or you're broken open. You can either let everything completely break you, or you can break open. And I know a lot of people around me that use their life circumstances as excuses for how they are in their life, and they go down bad paths. But I knew for myself that wasn't me, that wasn't going to be my future, and I was going to use it as an example on what I wanted to create for myself, and not let it be an excuse. And yes, I was playing in a victim mindset, but honestly, I think I was just living in survival mode for so long, looking after myself, so many traumatic events happening, just so much going on all the time. It was too much for me to even handle anymore, and I just wanted out. And I realized that it's not always the best solution. You know, you can always fix things, you can always change things, and success is the biggest revenge. It's the biggest revenge you can ever get in life. And I just knew that I'm gonna be successful no matter what it is that I'm doing. I'm gonna be successful, and I'm gonna become a millionaire.
100%. I mean, you should honestly be so proud of yourself, and I feel like a lot of people don't see this side of you, and like, this is like my favorite side of you, because you're vulnerable, and you are just like, I've never had a friend like you that, like, not only like we're such close friends, you know, we both don't have sisters, and I feel like you're a sister to me,
that's
but
so true.
At the same time, like, you always inspire me, and I feel like people are really like missing out, like having friendships like this where they inspire you, and they really do. Like, you have 100% pushed me to become like the best version of myself, because like you've gone through so much, and now you're able to, you know, show other people how to pick themselves up and how to get through really tough times, because a lot of people probably haven't reached that type of breaking point where you were at, and like to come as far as you've come. It's a lot of respect for TT.
You should be super proud of yourself as well. Honestly, you've come so far already in this business, and you as a person, I can already tell like how much growth you have done. Even the way you present yourself, your speaking, just everything in general. Like, you're also coming an inspiration for other people as well, and that's just what we are really trying to create here as well.
I don't want anyone to feel like this can't be them, because like, we honestly started off so much different. Like, we were not this confident, and we were just living in our situations, and we just pulled ourselves up. I just want to like maybe give some advice for people that might be you're thinking about taking a risk, but you might be a little bit scared. If you are someone with goals, or if you want to travel to a certain place, or if you want to make a certain amount of money, own a home, whatever it may be, sit down and think about what you're doing, like day to day. Think about your weekly tasks, think about how much money you are making, and think about your activities, like how much screen time are you actually having? Are you making money with your extra time? And are you actually going to be able to achieve those goals, you know? And if things don't line up, then it's time to take a risk, and it's time to, take on a new opportunity, do something different.
Yeah, just find something that you're passionate about, there's something that interests you, and go with it. Just try. What's the worst that's going to happen? It doesn't work out. And I just want to leave one last thing with you all, is that imagine getting to the end of your life and the universe or whatever you believe in shows you a video of what your life could have been like. And that is what keeps me going every day, because I know that I'm going to make the best damn life I can ever have.
Yeah, we're gonna have sick movies. So, ladies and gents, we are gonna love and leave ya. That is episode 2 of CEO of Her Life.